guys just sing other people's songs, right? Like a cover band.
No. Actually, Emily writes original songs for the Bellas.
I mean, I don't really do it anymore. I did that one and then
Hey, you with us or against us?
The Bellas have not graced the screen in a Pitch Perfect film for nearly 10 years, but guess what? Pitch Perfect 4 may be coming soon, according to rumors. Thanks in part to the viral sensation of the Cup song, Pitch Perfect became a pop culture phenomenon of the 2010s and brought in loads of cash at the box office. Way back in 2017, when the third movie dropped, everyone was buzzing about the possibility of a Pitch Perfect 4. So here's the scoop on Pitch Perfect 4. Rebel Wilson, who was a star in the original series, has dropped some hints about its development. When asked about the highly anticipated fourth installment, Wilson didn't spill all the beans but definitely sounded optimistic. She mentioned that there's something in the works behind the scenes and expressed hope for its realization. Hopefully, there's a fourth one in the works. There is one being developed, Wilson revealed, though she seemed a bit uncertain about its progress. Rumors have been swirling since 2017, but Wilson's recent comments are the first solid clues we've gotten about the potential sequel. She acknowledged that they're all a bit older now, so the storyline might need some tweaking. I mean, I know we're older now, so I don't exactly know what the storyline's going to be. I guess they've got to get the script right first, which is the age-old dilemma, Wilson added. As for the cast, Rebel Wilson, who's been openly supportive of the next film, is expected to reprise her role as the hilarious, fat Amy Hobart, a fan favorite throughout the trilogy. And of course, it wouldn't be the same without Anna Kendrick back as Becca Mitchell, the group's natural leader. While he sat out the third movie, Adam DeVine might make a comeback as Bumper Allen, especially after his stint in the TV series. Now moving on to the story. Pitch Perfect 4 faces a tricky challenge in crafting a compelling storyline, especially after the events of the third movie. In 2017's Pitch Perfect, we saw the Bellas reunite after college, offering a satisfying catch-up with the characters. However, repeating this reunion in the fourth installment might lose some of its charm. Instead, the new movie will need to come up with a fresh and inventive reason for the Bellas to come together again, possibly with higher stakes than ever before. As we eagerly anticipate Pitch Perfect 4, there are a few loose ends from the trilogy that need tying up. These unresolved plot points will surely need addressing in the upcoming movie. First is Amy's backstory. Pitch Perfect 3 introduces a new dimension to Amy's character by delving into her relationship with her father.
Took the last word of the old song and matched it with the first word of the new song, but you stay on tempo, stay on beat, stay on pitch, and of course, keep it in the relative key.
That was great. That was really well done.
Yeah. Okay. Round two.
However, the storyline seems out of sync with what audiences previously knew about Amy's background. While the earlier films never directly contradict the plot involving Amy and her father, it doesn't quite fit seamlessly within the context of the first two movies. In the first Pitch Perfect movie, Amy's attitude toward exercise, particularly her aversion to cardio, is portrayed in a humorous light. For instance, she jokes about horizontal running while others are jogging, implying she's not fond of physical exertion. This comedic element loses some of its impact if we consider that Amy supposedly grew up training in martial arts. While exploring Amy's past adds depth to her character, this subplot somewhat feels disconnected from the overarching storylines of the trilogy. Then we have Lily/Esther's continuity. In the first Pitch Perfect, Lily introduces herself as Lily, but in Pitch Perfect 3, she reintroduces herself to the Bellas as Esther, creating confusion about her true identity. This isn't the only continuity issue with Lily's character. Throughout the first film, Lily speaks in a whisper, barely audible to those around her. However, at the end of Pitch Perfect, she suddenly speaks at a normal volume and continues to use a louder voice. This change is short-lived as Lily reverts to her soft-spoken manner in the subsequent films. At the end of Pitch Perfect 3, she once again speaks up loudly, revealing that her name is Esther and claiming that Satan has left her body. While her low volume may be used for comedic effect in the second and third movies, the lack of explanation for her return to whispering especially after she seemed comfortable speaking normally by the end of the first film, presents another plot hole in the Pitch Perfect series. Another thing is Becca's relationship with her parents. When Becca arrived at Barton University, she wasn't thrilled about spending time with her father. Their relationship had been strained ever since Dr. Mitchell left Becca's mother for the step monster. Becca didn't spend much time with him until she pushed many of her friends away. She seemed to make an effort to repair their relationship by following his rules, joining a club, and getting an internship in the second movie. However, after the first Pitch Perfect film, Dr. Mitchell disappears entirely from the series, with no mention of him in the subsequent movies. Additionally, the nature of Becca's relationship with her mother remains unclear, as she never talks about her. Becca doesn't mention keeping in touch with either of her parents, leaving a gap in her character's backstory. Also, we have Jessica and Ashley, who need to shine in the fourth part. For a trilogy focused on sisterhood, Jessica and Ashley certainly got the short end of the stick. They have been part of the series since the first film, eagerly auditioning alongside Stacy, Cynthia Rose, and others. Although they were recruited to join the Barton Bellas, they never received the same focus as the rest of the group in the sequels. In Pitch Perfect 2, Becca even admits she doesn't know which one is Jessica and which one is Ashley. By Pitch Perfect 3, it's clear that no one really references them in conversations. While they are remembered as part of the group, Jessica and Ashley often serve as background jokes rather than central characters. The only Barton Bella to receive worse treatment than Jessica and Ashley is Denise, who appeared only in the first film and was completely forgotten in the subsequent movies. Benji and Bumper's disappearance. Benji and Bumper didn't have to appear in Pitch Perfect 3, but there could have been some mention of what happened to them. When we last saw the boys, it seemed like Benji and Emily were about to start a relationship, and Bumper was hoping to join The Voice while continuing his relationship with Amy. In Pitch Perfect 3, Amy briefly mentions that she and Bumper had broken up, but no one references Benji at all. Jesse Swanson gets more attention regarding his breakup with Becca, which she explains was due to the challenges of a long-distance relationship. Jesse had moved to California and started a new life with a girlfriend and a cat, while Becca was living in New York. Skylar Astin, Jesse, and Ben Platt, Benji, had other acting commitments that likely prevented them from participating in Pitch Perfect 3. But it would have been nice to have an explanation for Benji's absence. Now, last but not the least is the question of what type of solo artist is Becca? In Pitch Perfect, Becca's talent for mashing up songs and creating unique mixes is showcased through her interactions with Jesse and the original song she composed for the Bellas. In Pitch Perfect 2, this talent is somewhat diminished when a music producer tells her that anyone can use a computer to create mashups and urges her to produce something original. Becca struggles to meet this challenge on her own and ends up teaming up with Emily to create an original song. Despite this, she continues to express her desire to be a music producer rather than a performer. In Pitch Perfect 3, Becca's singing voice catches the attention of Theo, DJ Khaled's music producer, highlighting her potential as a solo artist. However, the film doesn't delve into what kind of artist Becca would be on her own. Even Anna Kendrick, in an interview with Collider, admitted that Becca's potential as a solo artist was confusing. She acknowledged that while it might be a plot hole, it could also serve as a cathartic moment for fans, giving a sense of closure to Becca's journey in the franchise. So I think they should clear that up in the sequel, along with other things I mentioned before. Well, what do you think? Let me know in the comments section. Subscribe to the channel to get updated regularly with the latest news and reviews on upcoming movies from us. Thanks for watching the video. We'll see you at the next one.